This podcast is for mature audiences only. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the speakers only and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of their employer. We are undomesticated.
What's up, you bunch of bitches?
What's the deal? Squingill. Episode 4, baby. Undomesticated. You ask, and you shall receive. We are here to give the people what they fucking want. Once again, you got your boy, the lot lizard, the fucking desert lizard.
And he lives.
And he lives on, baby.
The votes don't lie. I want to say it was like 30 to 70 yes.
Fuck yeah.
Hence why I'm wearing the Pit Vipers right now.
That's a sign of defeat, baby.
Yeah. This is only for the intro, and I'm taking these fucking piece of shit things off.
Well, like I said, you guys ask and we deliver. Today, we got a very special guest with us. We got BEN DEWALT from OFT. Embrace yourself because shit's about to get real fucking weird.
Is it bad that I'm nervous? Like I'm on my own podcast and I'm nervous.
You should be, because it's going to get real wild.
I got to ask him something in the middle of the podcast if he'll do something afterwards that someone requested. And, you know, we listen to the people.
Because we give the people what they fucking want.
Someone asked, fuck. Do I do this right now? Because I don't know if I want to do it.
I don't know.
Someone asked.
It's more of a, I think it's going to be a game time decision.
Yeah, well, I'm going to let people know. It's a 50-50 if it's going to happen, if I even ask. Someone asked me if I could get hip tossed by him.
He is a judo master, so.
Fuck it. I'm going to ask.
I love it.
All
Stay tuned, boys and girls. We're coming at you hot.
Next time you see us, we're going to be with Ben. You're live.
So like I said, you bitches ask and we deliver. With us today, we got our boy BEN DEWALT from ONSIGHT FIREARMS Training, OFT.
What's up, crew?
What up? What's going on, bro?
I'm exhausted. I just got back from class.
Okay.
Had pistol class today. Good 8 hours. Had
Nice.
shotgun class yesterday. Another
Nice.
8 hours.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
You know, it was
So-
either this or pass out.
Well, there you go. See? So, short story, if you all your firearm, medical, tactical fucking needs, you go through OFT. Ben and his lovely crew is extremely flexible. They travel all over New York, Connecticut, Jersey, you name it.
Texas.
Texas.
Virginia.
You have a good state that you want to put a crew together and shoot some guns the right way? Florida.
Up and down the East Coast. Basically, we work from Maine to Michigan, down to Texas, over to Florida, and back up. So anywhere in that little sort of eastern third of the United States.
Nice.
That's where we're at.
How many rounds you go through in 8 hours?
A student will probably go through close to 500. I probably go through, because I demo everything, probably about 300, 3 to 350.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
No.
We do rifle, pistol, shotgun, all the variations of those. We do knife, stick. We have a medical company, too, that's like a side company.
Right.
We do force-on-force stuff, hand-to-hand.
Now, force on force, is that like butt sex on butt sex? Or?
No, that's only with your sister.
Got it.
And
no,
that's with your sister's friend, and it's kind of like...
then we do the scissors.
It's either scissor or like the Requiem for a Dream ass to ass.
I like it.
One of the two.
The Desert Lizard approves, just so you know.
Real question.
Force on force is essentially putting you in real life scenarios with simunition guns that shoot like tiny little paintballs. So think of like paintball for adults. But it's some fucked up shit because you'll be in a scenario where you're sitting in a room that's essentially a makeshift pizza place.
Right.
And a couple guys will come in, start pointing guns at everybody, yelling and screaming, tell us, give me your fucking money. Get
Yeah.
on the fucking ground. Don't fucking move.
Very Chicago-like.
Yeah, and you see who in the crowd is going to be the superhero that wants to turn it into a gunfight, or are they just going to reach in the pocket and
Right.
give them like we have some fake money that we give you,
So,
like give up the fake money and just say, okay, cool, I give up, or do you want to play superhero, turn it into a gunfight, and get everybody in the pizza place shot and killed?
what about the ultimate de-escalator? What's the best way of de-escalating that situation?
Pepper spray.
So, real question. Is Ryan a good shot?
Yeah, actually,
You don't. I know you're his friend. You don't got to lie here.
You want this?
I want the.
I told you I used to be fucking terrible, dog. Like I used to be.
Like, how long did it take him to be a good shot?
Bro, so he came in one day out of nowhere, and I was like, holy fuck, it is a fucked up version of Jonah Hill.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's hear it, baby.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, because one thing that I will not do is I will not tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you fucking need to hear. He was horrible.
Yeah.
He was horrible, and I was like, I don't know about this dude, man. I'm like,
Untrainable?
no, there's not really anybody who's untrainable, but he was definitely, I don't know. He was all over the place. And
Well, I used to scream, brace yourself, fool, before I would shoot rounds and turn my gun sideways.
it's true.
Very Bronx.
So
of
he
me.
used to have, like, from 10 yards and in, he'd have a group, about this big.
Right.
And the interesting thing is, though, and I'll give him credit where credit's due. He did his absolute best, which was a lot of hard work, to stay focused on what we were doing. But he did put in the time. He did put in the work. He made an amazing effort. And one day,
The light bulb.
after telling him how to do this shit for months and months and months, one day he's on the line, he's shooting, and he stops and he turns to me and he goes, "Bro, I just figured out what you was talking about. Now I got it. Oh my God."
You're missing the lisp.
Yeah, the lip.
Yo, I don't know where this lisp came from. I never had a lisp. It grew on me. My tongue got fatter.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. And his group, literally that night went from this to this. Right? And now normally he's used to something like this.
Right.
Yeah, right in his
With a
mouth.
little twist.
Yeah. But his group got real tight, got to a fist-sized group at various distances. And that was probably maybe 4 months ago.
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
And since then, he has turned into one of the better shooters of the group.
How about them apples, Ange?
but-
Fucking
It just
suck
took
it,
you
bro.
six months, you said, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but it took him
a lot of
6
hours.
months of consistent work every
Right.
week. Now, people will go to the range and they'll shoot, 400 rounds in one day. And
And that was me, guilty. That used to be me
I'm going to
before.
come back to the range. They'll go back to the range 3 months later.
Right.
And shoot a couple hundred rounds, and they'll go, "Oh, I can't get any fucking good groups." Then they go to the range 4 months, 3 months later. Then that, if you're not getting reps consistently, you're not going to build the skill. You're not going to build any good technique. What else do you do for fun other than this podcast with
Me? I hang out with my kids, dude.
hang out with your
And
kids?
work.
All
That's
right.
legit my life.
So you teach your kids something. Do they get it perfectly the first time?
No, but they're 5 years old. Ryan's a grown-ass man.
Well, also a grown-ass 5-year-old, but go ahead.
I mean, you got to consider what we're talking here.
Yeah.
You got to get reps. You got to get consistency. Anything that you do, whether it's skateboarding, weightlifting, fucking learning to play poker, if you do it once every 3 or 4 months, some people are like, shooting's like riding a bike.
No.
And I'm like, no, dude, shooting's more like riding a motorcycle. If you don't do it enough, you don't get enough consistency, you're never going to get good at it. And every time you do it, it's like starting over the first time again. So
Right.
he's put in work, dude, and I gotta give him credit where credit's due. And that's about it. That's all the compliments.
Right, now I
the
can go
compliment.
fuck myself. But it's funny you mentioned about shooting and getting into it and buying into it and putting the time in. I know a lot of people that actually want to get into it and want to shoot and want to, defend, protect themselves and their family, but they don't even know where to begin in regards to applications and
So
what the fuck
basically
it
me.
takes.
Basically me.
Right.
Like,
So-
I asked a zillion times. I looked up a zillion fucking things, and everything's different.
What's the best process or easiest process of going through from not having even a pistol permit to what do you need? What do you got to do?
You have to find first a source of reliable, correct information.
Okay.
There are a lot of instructors out there. There are a lot of people that you're probably friends with that are like, "Oh, yeah, I know everything about guns. Don't worry about it." And you know that person probably pretty well, and you might be like, "This dude, I don't know, man. He's kind of flaky."
Right.
Your local gun shops may or may not be able to steer you in the right direction.
Okay.
That's an option as well. If a gun shop has a range, they may want to steer you towards their people. Or
'Cause they double
may-
dip then.
Or they may give you hey, this guy doesn't work here, but this is somebody we recommend.
Right.
Just find a knowledgeable source. The internet's good, But there's a lot of bullshit and there's a lot of bad information on the internet, like every other subject that's out there. It's just a question of finding someone who knows. Like, so let's say you wanted to get into this.
Yeah, I have zero experience. I have nothing.
You would ask Ryan, hey, you've been into this for a while. What are you doing? And Ryan would say, oh, yeah.
I was like, bro, just come through my people. Yeah. Let's get the application going. We'll get you 4 references.
See, but I'll listen to someone like him. You're retarded.
This is also facts, but you know, at the end of the day, I'm shooting. You're not. How about them apples?
It's true. It's true. But
so how about that, bitch?
But you had someone like him walk you through it.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I straight Leroy Jenkins the whole fucking application, and then I came through. I had a hunting and target fucking.
Yeah, he already had all of his permits and his gun when he came in
right.
with us.
All right.
Which is, another level. You can come into that point as well, but at the same time, if you say to him, hey, where do I go? And he says, contact Ben, contact, the OFT crew.
Right.
That's probably good advice.
So we
could get you set with whatever direction you need to go in from
What
there.
is the minimum requirements for OFT to allow somebody to shoot with them? In regards to licensing and all that good stuff.
So pistol permit and pistol, obviously ammo. If you are in the process of filing for your pistol permit and you did the class with us, you are allowed in some counties to come and shoot with an instructor.
Copy that.
So that you can get that live fire element in the process of filing for your application.
So you hear that, bitches? So if you are in the process of filing for your permit, cough.
I know Putnam allows that. So
right.
I'm not even in the process yet, though.
But all it takes is a printout, a signature, and you start.
I was going to, but I never woke up. I was supposed to go to some class. It was like a 10-hour class, and I never woke up.
Unbelievable. Ben, what's your favorite gun shooting?
Glock 17 or my Nighthawk 9mm Nighthawk Agent 2 that I have.
That's the one is that the one you were fucking around with maybe about a month ago? Isn't it like a 1911 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like that gun?
I do.
Yeah. I don't know. I always thought coming into it was like, oh, if I'm going to be concealed carrying every day, I want like a smaller, more compact gun, blah, 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 blah. Fuck that. Glock 17 is the way to go.
Yeah, the bigger the gun, the easier it is to learn on, the easier it is to shoot, the more that the size and weight of the gun will soak up the recoil. People make this mistake of buying these tiny little guns, and there's nothing wrong with them. The Glock 43, the SIG 365, even the Hellcat, which I can't stand. I think it's terrible. But if you know how to shoot, you're an above intermediate level shooter, you've already understood what you need to do, how you need to grip the gun, etc. But learning how to shoot, if I said, hey, man, I'm going to teach you how to drive a car, here's the keys to the Lamborghini, let's hit the Sawmill Parkway. It's probably not going to end up too well for you.
Right.
But I equate the size of the gun to like vehicles. If you're in your Hyundai and you hit that really awful pothole versus if you're in your Escalade or your Hummer and you hit that same pothole, there's a huge difference in the way that that's going to feel. So it's the same with recoil.
Makes sense.
It's not so much, the size of the gun that you're looking for. It's, do you have something you can get your full hands on, soaks up recoil, and gets you back on target a lot faster.
So 2 questions. One, as much as a great of a shooter you are, aren't you into like MMA or judo or other type of hand-to-hand combat sports?
I'm a lifelong martial artist. So
nice.
Shotokan, Isshinryu, Goju, Okinawa. We did a lot of Krav Maga. We've done a lot of close quarter stuff. Haven't gotten too much into BJJ. It's like a whole other thing that I really need to dedicate myself to.
That's crazy because your BJs are phenomenal.
Thank you.
So I have to ask.
$20 is $20.
I have to ask because I got messages for it because of Ryan. After this podcast, people want you to hip toss me.
In the backyard.
1 hip toss.
What?
Yep.
Just 1 hip toss.
Listen, you could say no. I'm completely fine with you saying no. It's to my benefit that you say no. But I was told to ask and...
Wait.
Bless you.
God. What do you got on the ceiling in here?
Paint.
Good Lord. Wait, you want to hip toss me?
No. You're going to hip toss me.
I'm going to hip toss you.
Yeah.
Why?
People asked.
People asked?
Yep.
Well, we kind of made you out to be the real life John Wick. So,
I mean,
people want to see me get hurt.
I could hip toss you. I could sweep you. I don't know, whatever you're into, bro.
Oh, we'll figure it out
I'm
after
not
the
into
podcast.
like the dominatrix shit. You know, I just want to go down one time. I don't want to be
Table
like
we can
tied
light
up.
on fire. I've choke slammed a dude to a flaming table once.
Right, you do got the table in the back.
Oh no, here we go. Here we go. It's not that kind of party. Yet, at least. Maybe if you keep on fucking drinking.
Gotta get the
Ryan,
So-
do a nice
and
edit on it.
nobody can ever get out of that choke. It's like as soon as that choke goes on, everyone's like,
Yeah, you start like flailing like a fucking fish out of water. So, question number 2. What's your bro to penis ratio? Your B to P ratio?
my bro to penis ratio. Like how many bros?
Like, out of your bros, how many of their penises have you seen?
I'm not really into.
See?
Gonna-
Well, no,
told
I'm
you,
not
it ain't
saying
fucking
I'm not
normal,
saying you
dude.
willingly, but it's just
I'm
it's
not
like you
into
came
the bro
across.
hose, you know?
I get it, but you tell me you never seen any of your bros' penises.
No.
I don't
See?
believe you. I don't
See?
believe you. I call it bullshit.
It's not a common
I
thing.
call it bullshit. I call it
It's not a
bullshit.
fucking common
It's a common
thing.
thing, bro. It's a thing. It's a fucking thing. It's a real thing. It's a
How
thing.
many of your bros' penises have you seen?
Almost all my bros.
You never seen my penis.
Did I say it? I said it almost.
Yeah.
I said almost all my bros.
So is that like a goal? Like, hey,
No,
man,
it's just-
hey, how you doing? My name's Ryan. I really want to see your penis.
No, but it's more like, hey, my name is Ryan. If we become bros, at one point in our lifetimes, we're gonna see each other's penises. And it doesn't even have to be in a gay manner.
I know.
It
Trust
doesn't have
me.
to be in a
This is
gay
what I
manner.
deal with, dude.
Like
This is
you
what I
never,
do.
you never fucking traveled, right? And fucking, I don't know, you fucking partied. You used to be a fucking touring booking manager. You never seen any bandmates fucking penises before at a party?
I don't go to those parties, bro.
Oh,
Not those kind of parties.
See, you thought this was like a normal
Lord.
thing.
It's a normal thing, bro.
I'm so happy
It's a normal
that he came
thing.
on and said no and
It's
shut
a
you
normal
down.
thing. It's a
I'm
normal
so
fucking
happy
thing.
he shut
So,
you down.
have you had another in-studio guest?
No, you're our first in studio guest.
So there is some growing pains here. Some learning that you're doing.
Well, no, not really, because
something he wants to ask.
via fan viewer responses, the bro to penis ratio is a real thing. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
It's not.
I'm convinced it's a real thing. You can't tell me otherwise.
Okay, so how old are you?
35.
All right. I'm 52. I have never heard this before.
See?
Out of your 52 years of living, you never seen any of your boys' penises.
I've never had the desire to see anybody.
I'm not saying desire. I'm not saying like, oh, I really want to see a penis. But just by fucking sheer time spent with one of your boys, like you've never seen that. You never like pantsed one of your boys. Like none of your boys ever got pants. I mean, you had a fucking party or anything. You're telling me.
That's
You're
what I'm
telling
saying,
me.
dude.
So I don't hang out with people that let their pants sag. Like my friends wear good, sturdy, strong belt because.
We got guns on us.
And if another dude is coming up and pulling your pants down,
It's a little awkward when you say it like that.
See?
It's a little awkward when you say it like
good way to
that.
get shot, stabbed, or get your teeth knocked out.
Oh,
Like
Thank
if
you.
you run up to somebody
Thank
and pull
you.
their pants down, like, well, what do you want, man? Like, you know, like,
Thank you.
Are you
Oh
trying
my
to
God.
go after?
You guys,
Are you
you
getting
guys,
after it or what?
You
Like,
guys are such fucking.
You're a
squares.
35-year-old gay man, and it's okay.
It's
dude.
not only a 35-year-old gay man. I'm just a 35-year-old man who's seen my friends' penises before.
All of them.
I said almost all of them.
so he's not gay. He just keeps a tally of how many dicks
Yes.
he's seen.
Yes.
Well, because on my boys, I could probably count with my two hands of my boys.
And look, I don't care if you're gay or not. I don't care. Like, if we're cool,
It's 2023, baby. The year of love.
He shoots straight, though, right? That's all that matters.
mostly, yeah.
Most
Got a little bit of a twist every once in a while.
It
Like,
depends
if
on what
you're gay,
group.
I don't care. I don't care what your sexual preference is.
Oh my God!
Each his own.
First off, the lot lizard, the fucking desert lizard, cannot be gay. The desert lizard is just a fucking enigma, bro.
So why
What'd you call him?
What?
What'd you just say?
I'm the fucking desert lizard.
You said you're a what?
An enigma.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
Oh, I see what you said. I see what you did there.
Yeah, question. All seriousness, what do you think of his look? There's a new look for him, and
Oh, it's phenomenal.
I drive in it. Yes, let's
So,
go,
wait,
baby.
no, I thought we were
You
cool,
know what?
Ben. I thought
Let's
we
go,
were
baby.
fucking cool, Ben.
Let's go, baby.
Wait,
I drive in it.
Actually, I saw a sticker today. Who is that dude? He's the local dude, 914, like, hey-oh, 914 dude.
I have no idea.
He wears like the, you know, remember the old gym pants from the 90s that were like
Yeah,
zebra print?
yeah.
Yeah.
One of those with a shirt. He's got a sticker of him like this. You're kind of stealing his.
So
look.
you stole the gimmick, you son of a bitch.
I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. We don't even know what
You
he's talking about.
Exactly. He's got a podcast. He's on.
Oh, you
Instagram.
fucking thief, dude. You're a fraud.
What are we talking about?
Like
Fuck all
yo,
you.
like 914 yo or something like that. He's
You're a
got like a
fucking
big
fraud.
like poofy hair.
First off,
Got
I
those
have
glasses.
I have receipts. I've been dressing like this every summer for the last easily 10 years. I have receipts.
I'm
Never
just saying.
never seen you like that before.
Oh my God, you fucking liar.
He's an internet character from the Westchester area, and he's got a sticker of him like he's like this with this big like curly fucking blonde afro.
What?
Those glasses, like a sleeveless cut off fucking.
Way better
shirt.
shape than Ryan, right? Way better shape, probably.
Oh yeah, he's got muscles.
Yeah, so there you go. I'm not trying to be like him. I'm not trying to be like him. Fuck this guy.
I think you should challenge him. You should challenge him.
Challenge
You're
him,
not
that's it.
copying him. I would say you're emulating him.
I think that's even worse. It just sounds more offensive. I don't even know what that means, and I'm upset about it. I'm upset about it. I don't want to hear these things.
Watch my bottle disappear. I didn't even stick it up his ass yet.
Yet. I love it. I love it.
He'd be into it. Trust me. Brian's into the ass play thing.
You know what?
Brian's a character. You're going to learn a lot about him today.
It's 2023, bro.
And
you know
he has
what?
a Bud Light in his hand.
Yeah, bro, because I am inclusive. I'm diverse. It's 2023. I accept all types of beings. Unlike Angelo, you fucking
I think I saw
conservative
Kid Rock
square.
outside your house with a machine gun.
That's probably right, bro. Probably gave it to him.
So, see me, I'm a very competitive person.
Okay.
When people go shooting, is it like competitive at all, or is it more everybody focusing on their own and like...
If you are involved in a competition night, then yeah, it's all about fucking getting first place. But for the most part, it's more of a learning experience. It's more of a self-challenging. You're competing with yourself to be better than you were when you walked in.
Yeah, makes sense. Because I
don't really like when people show up trying to compete in a class.
Usually cops, by the way.
Some people show up with this preconceived notion of, you know, what their ego tells them they should be.
Right.
And
Hot shit.
you know, they see otherwise. Just show up, dude. You're there to learn. It's not really a competition thing. It's more of a learning experience. And then you take what you've learned. And if you get into competitive shooting, you take what you learn and you apply that to, like, you know, Monday night pistol competition or something like that.
How about this, Ben? So in our current climate of living, guns are a hot topic. They're usually always a hot topic, but now I feel like we're in fucking boiling water when it comes to guns.
Constantly.
The major debate that beta men, low testosterone men will say is that, what do you need a gun for? What are you trying to kill somebody? Well, what do you need a gun for? Where do you live that you need a gun? Blah, 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 blah.
I'm still looking for that document called the Bill of Needs.
Right. Thank you, sir. Because what the fuck? What do I need a gun for? It doesn't matter what I need the gun for. Okay, it's here. We're here to protect myself.
Here's the little surprise information. I don't need a gun.
Wow.
I want a gun.
Right.
I have every right as an American to have a gun.
And then they
I
go,
have multiple guns, to have
so-
as many guns as I want. I don't give a fuck.
I guess you like killing children, and it's like you're fucking nuts. People are fucking nuts.
These are the same people that when we suggest, hey, why don't you put some armed guards in schools like you have at Congress, like you have every fucking politician has armed bodyguards. Why don't you put some armed guards in schools? Get some guys that are, you know, retired law enforcement. Give them the job.
Right.
For the, you know,
There are tons of vets out there that would love to have this job.
and everyone who's anti-gun and says you're killing children, they will fucking vote against putting any kind of armed security in school.
Right.
But,
Well, that's because
but
the signs
they'll
stop people.
have it at banks. They'll have it in fucking Congress. They'll have it in the Senate. You'll have your bodyguards for all your fucking politicians and all your celebrities.
Right. And I'm not talking about Paul Blarts in schools, like trained professionals. You know what I mean? Because look,
So just the idea that if you're an active shooter, and this is what just happened with that last school shooting, there were other locations that shooter wanted to go to, but did not go to those because there was a possibility that there may or may not have been armed guards there.
and how about this to piggyback off that? So yes, that active shooter was shooting and was being an active shooter for a total of 14 minutes.
Yes.
14 minutes. That means 3 guys in tactical like fucking maneuvers knew what they were doing and cleared out a whole fucking school and put that shooter to fucking rest in 14 minutes. Imagine.
First, they had to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
But now I'm saying, imagine if you had 2 of those guys with the same type of training as that
Already
know
on
how to
site.
fucking
Already
clear
there.
out a school. Now, 7 minutes? 6 minutes? That, you know, now like minutes, when you're talking about shit like that, like seconds or hours, you know what I mean?
So your kid, you have any kids, Ben, or no?
No.
So my daughter's turning 6. My daughter is 6. She might be turning 6.
Oh, that's a good dad.
When I see that shit makes me want to pull my kid out of school completely, like make my wife fucking homeschool.
So homeschooling is a big thing.
No, you know what I mean? Like it fucks me up, and like, you know, I think about it all the time. Like as a father with kid going to school, like, yeah, I would love the fucking armed guards at school. It's never gonna fucking happen. Let's be serious. These motherfuckers are never gonna fuck with. I think they're doing it in Florida. I heard some schools are fucking doing it in Florida.
Sounds about right. Florida would be something fucking awesome like that.
This is just for play devil's advocate here. What can we enforce where these motherfuckers don't get guns? You know what I mean? Like, because they're always like, "Oh, gun rules aren't strict enough." I think they're pretty fucking strict as it is.
There's already
to try to get
20,000 gun regulations on the books, and
The problem is you're not a criminal until you commit a crime.
Yeah.
So you could have clean background, never jaywalked, never spit on a sidewalk your entire life, and the one day comes when you're like, you know what?
Today's the day.
Fuck everything. And you go and buy a pistol or a rifle, shotgun, whatever it is, and you just snap. You're not a criminal. So you can't really say, oh, you know what? I don't like that person's hair, or I don't like the fact that person has like a tattoo on their face, so they're not allowed to have a gun.
Right.
Because then you get into, oh, I don't like your religion, you're not allowed to have guns. I don't like your skin color, you're not allowed to have guns.
And then it also snowballs to like ban all assault rifles. Please, somebody tell me what an assault rifle is. You know what I mean? Because it's once you start banning these hot topics of assault rifles, now it's just a snowball effect. Because what's the difference between a semi-automatic 9mm AR and my Glock 17?
It's the same difference between, let's say, your Hyundai Elantra and your Maserati.
Okay.
Why do you need a Maserati?
Because it's cool as fuck.
Yeah, but do you really need to go faster than the speed limit?
No, I don't need to.
Not always, but you might have
But
to.
I may have to one day.
Someday you might have to.
Right.
It's no difference. You know, you could take a 1022 out of its wooden stock and put it in one of those Archangel stocks that's like all tactical looking, and you could show it to that anti-gun person and be like, which one is the more dangerous rifle?
Right.
And they'll pick the Archangel stock every time, but it's the same gun. It just looks different.
It looks scary. It looks
The
cooler.
function's the
Right.
same.
Right.
Well, their
looks
argument
scary.
I see online all the time is, oh, well, when these amendments were made, the guns we have now didn't exist.
Yep.
Which it's still bullshit. It's still a gun is a gun.
No, they're 100% right. When the Second Amendment was written, it applied to cannons and muskets.
I would love to have a cannon right now.
When the First Amendment was written, freedom of the press, freedom of speech, it applied to what? The guy on the box with the bell,
Yeah.
hear ye, and the ink and quill. It had nothing to do, First Amendment has nothing to do, if you want to go by that fucking logic, nothing to do with the internet, newspapers, television, radio, media, fucking anything that we have.
Right.
So if you're going to sit here and be like, oh, the Second Amendment never was meant to imply or apply to that stuff. Yeah, well, the first was never meant to apply to internet
Right.
or emails or
Right.
whatever.
You know what? I want to hear your formal complaint on ink and quill. Mail it to me, sir. By a postal horseman.
And then you hear that same person say, well, you know, the Constitution is a living, breathing document and we should be able to alter it. No. The Constitution, if it's a living and breathing document, it is implied that it can be updated with technology, meaning as technology updates, what it meant updates.
Right.
So yes, maybe cannons and muskets, that's what they meant, but now our cannons and muskets look fucking different.
Right. And they sound way cooler. Also, if it wasn't for the Second Amendment, we'd be fucking speaking fucking British right now. So let's just not forget,
We'd be
motherfuckers.
drinking tea and our teeth would look like this.
God. So being a firearms instructor, how many years, first off, have you been an instructor, like in the culture, in the community, training, going balls deep?
So I grew up shooting when I was like yay high. But I got seriously into it probably early 2000s
Okay.
and was teaching since 2005.
Okay. So being so let's just say for 20 years argument's sake, being an instructor and all that stuff, have you ever fell into a situation or a conflict where you were either, oh shit, I have to make the decision whether do I pull out my concealed carry weapon right now, or like, have you ever been in a situation where thank God I have my gun on me?
That hero moment.
Yeah,
that hero moment.
Thank God I have my gun on me because I would be dead right now.
So there was one incident at 1 o'clock in the morning at an apartment we lived in where there were 4 or 5 guys on the landing outside, banging on the door, ringing all the doorbells of all the other apartments.
Trying to get in.
This is 1:30 in the morning on a Friday night. I had to get up early the next morning to go to work, and my wife was, upstairs watching TV, and she's like, what the fuck's going on? So she comes downstairs, hey, I need you to come upstairs. I don't know what's going on. These guys are like banging on the doors. So I grab a pistol, throw it in my sweatpants pocket. I go upstairs, step out into the foyer. So we had our apartment, the foyer, and then the door that stepped out to the landing. And I kind of cracked the door, and I'm like, yo, what is going on? And this dude's holding a cell phone. He goes, yeah, my phone, I left my phone on the subway, and blah, blah, blah. And he says, this GPS says it's in your house. And I'm like, dude, first of all, that is Metro North. That is not a subway. I look out the window, or I look out the door. I see a silver car parked across the street with somebody in the driver's seat watching them, like a buddy. And then next to my door, there's like a floor-to-ceiling small window like this. And I look, and I see the tip of a nose and the tip of a shoe, like somebody's up against the wall.
Yeah.
So we're going back and forth, me and this dude. He's like, well, we want to come in your apartment and look for this phone.
Are they fucking...
And I'm like, bro, you ain't fucking stepping on this threshold. I said, get off my porch, get off my property. I said, I already called the cops. They're on their way. Oh, why are you being such an asshole? Blah, blah, blah. At this point, my hand's already taken the pistol out of the pocket. It's behind my leg. Right? It's like kind of back here. I'm still kind of concealing it, but it's out of my pocket.
Because you're feeling like shit's getting real. It's escalating.
It's starting to escalate. And the dude takes a step towards the threshold. He goes, well, why don't you just let us come in? And I kind of turned my body. Instead of being bladed, I kind of turned, but the gun's still down here.
Right.
He's looking at me in the eye. And his buddy behind him looks down and goes,
oh, his friend's seen it
and
before
his
him.
buddy goes, come on, let's just try somewhere else.
Try somewhere else.
Because they're about to meet their maker.
So,
and you know what,
they
though?
leave. Here's the fucked up part, and this is what I want everybody to understand about why this is good to have some sort of self-protection. They left. They got in that silver car, and they drove off. 7-8 minutes later, cop car, which we already called, came down, passed our house, looked at our house, and drove off. Ended up, the cop actually did pull that car over before it got into the next town. And it was 5 kids from the Bronx.
Why gotta be from the Bronx?
Why is it always got to be the Bronx, man? Why the fuck do we
They
always
had no
gotta do this?
explanation for why they were in Westchester. We lived in a river town, so it wasn't necessarily a bad neighborhood, but they had no reason why. And then they started complaining to the cop that they were looking for directions, because I knew the cop. He told me the story a couple weeks later. They were looking for directions, and some guy came out of his house with a gun.
Yeah.
And the cop said, look, guys, you know you're not supposed to be in this neighborhood. You have no business in this neighborhood. And he goes, I think I know which guy you're talking about. You're lucky you're alive right now.
Right. So total was it 3 or 4 of them?
There's about 5, I think.
5 of them.
There was 4 on the porch and 1 in the car.
So that's a perfect example of when people say, why do you need more than 10 rounds?
Well,
okay.
This is a perfect example of, like, let's say it wasn't me and it wasn't my wife, and it was somebody's mother, an elderly person, a woman who's home by herself answered that door.
Right.
Like, they were at a point where they're like, why don't you just let us come in and look for it?
Right.
I was like, bro, this ain't happening. Meanwhile, my wife's inside with the fucking
with
shotgun.
fucking ready to, she's
Shotgun, ready to rock and roll.
she's ready.
Oh
She's
my
like,
God.
How fucking awesome is that?
I mean, they kind of fucked up, right? They probably seen the tattoos on the hand, seen tattoos on the head, and there had to be some sort of like question when they first said, like, "Fuck, we got
Well, of all people,
we knock
of
on the
all
door
fucking
and we
people,
get this
we get this
fucking
fucking
guy
guy.
who looks like he fights Jean-Claude Van Damme in fucking basement cellars."
So,
Right.
Second time.
There's numero dos.
Same apartment. That's probably why we fucking moved. Same apartment. We're going up to the dojo. So we lived on the lower road, higher road the dojo was on. We're going up to the dojo one night, just off hours, just to mess around, get some dry fire and some hand-to-hand like retention, disarm work in. And we're coming down our driveway. Our driveway was on a little bit of a slant. We lived at the bottom of two hills. Across the street is a train station, Metro North Station. Going out to the car, and I'm going around the car to the passenger side. Wife's getting in the driver's side.
Yeah.
Flying down the hill, probably 60 miles an hour in a residential zone with a park across the street.
Attaboy.
Honda Civic, loaded with kids, probably early 20s. They do a Tokyo drift to the train station.
Nice.
I smell the weed. I hear the clanking, the unmistakable clanking of beer bottles. They let two kids out. I'm not going to get too descriptive on what they look like because I don't want to get fucking nailed as a racist or whatever. They let two kids out. The two kids go into the train station. They punch it. They squeal tires, they lay fucking smoke, and they come flying around here to come back up the hill, and they stop, because I guess they lost control, stopped from about 2 feet away from where I was standing.
Yes. Yes.
And they kind of looked at me like, oh, fuck. And I leaned in the car, and I was like, look, guys, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I'd love to drive like an asshole myself. I said, but this is a residential area. There's people that live here. There's a park across the street. There's, people that come in and out of the train station. There's kids. This is like 8 o'clock at night. There's kids that, play in that park. I was like, if you guys want to drive like this, why don't you go on the Sawmill, go on the Taconic, have fun, do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Right.
And they're like, oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. And they start to drive off. They get about 25
That whole
yards
sorry,
away.
sir doesn't fit the demographic, but go ahead.
They get about 25 yards away, and they go, you fucking
corrected.
Oh, you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. So as they're going up the hill, coming down the hill is one of our local police officers who I know. And I'm like, Mike. And he pulls over. He's like, what's up? And I'm like, telling the story. And he's like, all right, I'll go get him. Fucking goes up the hill. I go to get in the car. Hand on the door. Open the door. I go to sit down. My ass barely touches the seat. Something catches my eye. I turn. It's the two kids that went into the train station coming back out. The one's going, yo, motherfucker, you fucking with people's lives now. And he sweeps his jacket.
What?
Puts his hand behind his back. His buddy has a backpack on his chest, and he reaches in the backpack
Fanny pack.
like he's going to get some. No, it's a backpack.
Oh, it's a full backpack. Okay.
Yeah, he's wearing it on his chest.
Oh, so it could have something substantial in there.
Bright red backpack.
Yeah.
And he reaches in to get something. Soon as my ass cheek hits the seat and I see this shit going, I pop up. I clear garment. Dude, it was like all the shit that you see in a movie just done fucking perfect. I pop. I turn. Draw the gun out, point it at his face, and I go, don't fucking move, I will fucking shoot you. I said something cool.
Yeah.
I could have been like, oh! But it sounded
cool to you at the time.
It sounded at the time like I was like,
Freeze, motherfucker.
Yeah.
the two things that we always hear about getting into some sort of altercation is one, oh, you're going to be a bumbling mess. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be shaky. Dude, I was fucking dead straight, like just completely like calm, flat. And then the other thing is they're like, oh, you'll never see your sights in a gunfight, blah, blah, blah. Dude, across that dude's chest, I saw rear sight left, rear sight right, fucking front sight, all three of them, all three giant, they were like this fucking big.
Nice.
All lined up across the top of this dude's chest. And for a split second, I went, oh, my sights, like in my head. Like, oh, shit, my sights.
There they
cool.
are. There they are.
These dudes froze up, right?
Did they flash you?
I give him the verbal warning, and his hand pops up.
Ah.
And he goes, oh, you got your burner? You got your burner, motherfucker? You got your burner? I know where you live, motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, bro. Anytime you want to stop by, I'll play with you. I'm tracking them as they're walking backwards, walking away. And I think for a second, I wonder where my wife is.
Because Ray would have been fucking already. Pew, 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 rolling around.
I bring the gun into compressed. I look over my shoulder. She's standing in the fucking B frame of the car, like her feet on the door frame, over the hood of the car with her pistol out, tracking him as well. And I go like this. I go, oh.
Excellent.
Fine, whatever.
She was like, say the word,
Like I
motherfucker.
thought this was my show.
Right. Oh, that's fucking Ray. That's fucking, that sounds about right. So now,
Third time.
Oh my God.
okay.
We are down in Emporia, Virginia, and we went out to an all-you-can-eat soul food buffet. Now, Emporia, Virginia is probably the absolute worst area of Virginia that you can go to.
Really?
It's like just completely like terrible area. My buddy that we were with at the time was can't name the city because I don't want to like do anything, but he was a deputy sheriff for one of the local area sheriff's departments. Not from Emporia, but somewhere nearby. And he was getting into the driver's side after we're leaving. It's like 9:30 at night. He's getting driver's side. Rachel's behind him. I'm getting into passenger side. I go to open the door, and he goes, dude, 3 o'clock. And I look, and there's a dude with his hood up, hands jammed in his pockets, making a beeline right for me, like 15 yards away, just trucking, like coming right at me. As soon as I see him, I turn, I clear garment, I put my hand on the pistol, and the dude goes, and
Makes a hard 90.
makes a hard left and just books it that way.
Smart man. So now, if that
And
was,
I'm like,
If that was the average person, they're gonna shoot someone though. Like you're trained. Like
what the fuck?
I was gonna say, if that was Jared Reston, that kid would probably be still so his maker.
I think if in all three situations he was in, I think if without the training you have and everything
Right.
you know, I think most people would just pull the trigger. No question. Like, you know, I'm not saying to be
So-
perfect, but I think like out of fear, people just start
One of the
fucking squeezing.
reasons why we push
what
the
we
force
do.
on force program as much as we do is your decision making and your decision making skills and your decision making time. Right? The dude reaching behind his back, I don't know what he's reaching for. I didn't see a gun. I didn't see a knife. I didn't see a baseball bat, nunchucks, fucking rocket launcher. But at that moment, I definitely felt like that could go in any direction.
Yeah.
Gun came
100%.
out, gun came up on him, but finger never pressed the trigger because I had an immediate, like, you know, in a Terminator, when he walks into the bar and it's the screen,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
fucking scanning
Scanning.
everything,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
shoe size 11, fucking pant size 38, whatever.
Bro, the
It's
penis
kinda
size.
Bro pics, whatever. You have to be able to analyze the situation and analyze it like that.
Right.
And decide like that.
Right.
You can't sit here and be like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, because you may not end up having to have to do anything because now you're fucking dead. Or you might make the wrong decision and shoot somebody when you didn't need to shoot them.
Right.
Right? But in these situations, like, it could have gone in any direction. Only once did the pistol actually get pointed at somebody. And I actually felt that I had a legitimate fear of death or serious bodily injury to myself or the person that I was with if that hand behind the back came out with anything that could have been considered a deadly weapon. And as cool and calm and collected as I was during that incident, we got in a car, we went to where we had to go, and I got out of the car, and it was like 4 minutes later, and that adrenaline dumped out, and I was like,
You realize what happened, yeah.
holy fuck, did you realize, oh my God, I
Right.
was fucking shot, I was, blah, blah, blah. Like that adrenaline dump, all of a sudden you realize just what happened. And it's
That-
horrible.
that's something that-
horrible feeling.
That's something that annoys me too. Like you see all these comments and shit online, like with the cops, like shooting people.
Yeah,
Oh, well, they're trained. Why don't they just shoot the gun out of his hand? Why don't they just
Yeah.
shoot him in the foot or the knee? It's like, dude, in that moment of reaction, you don't know what the fuck's happening.
I don't know what town it was. This was a while ago, maybe last year. There was a girl with a knife who had another girl on top of a car, and she was stabbing her with the knife.
Yeah.
And the cop shot the girl with the knife. There was somebody actually commented, why didn't he just shoot the knife out of her hand?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
'Cause it's a movie,
If that
you know?
motherfucker can shoot knives out of people's hands,
Fucking Doc
wouldn't be
Holliday
a
over
cop.
here.
he's not
wouldn't
going to
be
be
a
a
cop.
cop. He's going to be in fucking Ringling Brothers and Next up is...
All right, we're back because the fucking video fucked up.
Goddamn technical difficulties.
So shooting a knife out of someone's fucking hand is fucking, it's impossible. It's fucking impossible.
So you've got politicians and you've got, you know, the reporters, the media, etc. You've got people who have no idea about guns, no idea about ballistics. They've never been in a fight. They've never been in any kind of physical altercation.
Right.
They've never had hands-on with anybody. Making up these theories, these sort of like, oh, why didn't you just do this? Or all these what-if situations for stuff that they've never been in.
Well, the perfect
Right? I've been in more fist fights and I've been in more like weird encounters with people than most people have.
well,
You know, and it's the one thing that I will say is you cannot sit here and Monday morning quarterback somebody's decision to do what they did. I mean, there are some things that are completely off the fucking charts, okay? But your average person on an average day or your average cop dealing with some crazy-ass bullshit, they make decisions based on what they feel right then and there in that time frame is the appropriate decision to make.
So, and you know what? The best example of that too is it just recently happened. Like the whole Kyle Rittenhouse situation that went down. We got to see it in real time how stupid our politicians are, how stupid lawyers are, how stupid people are. An example, like I watched that trial on YouTube as it was going on in real time, and you have lawyers asking like, what's the difference between Full Metal Jacket and Hollow Points? And, you know, they try to show these stupid graphs of how Full Metal Jackets, like they implode your, and I'm like, bro, that's not the case. Or how people like, well, Kyle Rittenhouse is a murderer, da-da-da-da. How is he a murderer when literally he was being assaulted? A guy ran up on him on a fucking gun saying, let's kill this motherfucker. And he was fucking and he got kicked in the head. Like, this is a perfect example.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Sure.
What was the reason of him being there?
We don't know exactly what the reason was because he has family there and he was looking to fucking clean up the town. He was actually putting out a fire when he got chased.
Let's say this, just for...
I'm just playing devil's advocate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just playing devil's
He's
advocate.
there trying to keep the peace and clean up.
Double devil's advocate.
Okay.
Double dipping.
He was at a protest, right? Mm-hmm. He was at a protest, minding his own business, and he got involved in some shit. The guys who were also at the protest that attacked him, have they been charged with attacking him yet?
Negative. Nope.
Did anybody say that they were in the wrong for attacking him?
Negative.
Only the normal people.
Well, there you go.
I was just playing devil's advocate. I wasn't trying to start an argument.
You can be at whatever protest you want, apparently, but if you're a non-liberal type, we'll call it, let's say you are a conservative and you're at that protest, you're there to cause trouble. If you are a liberal who's at the protest or anti-conservative, whatever the fuck you want to call them,
Jenkins.
you are there doing a peaceful protest even though you're lighting buildings and cop cars on fire. Right? So there's this fucked up double standard that the guys that actually attacked him have never been like, oh, those guys are guilty. Or, you know, dead, whatever the fuck. You know, they were in the wrong. It was always, yeah, this guy Kyle, he was wrong. He never went after anybody, did he? Did he go and attack anybody, or was he attacked first?
He was attacked. From the video, he was attacked.
He was attacked first. They came after him.
As he was running away screaming friendly.
Yeah.
Friendly, friendly, friendly.
So how come he's wrong for defending his life, and those guys got off without anything for attacking somebody? For physically going after somebody.
Some things the world will never know. Did you ever meet Kyle Rittenhouse?
Yeah, I interviewed him at SHOT Show.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's he like?
He's like Sean but skinnier, as was one quote. No, he's a very nice dude. He's very humble, very quiet. He seemed very shy. He seemed very overwhelmed by all the attention that he was getting.
Right.
And I was like, hey, man, why don't you come on over to this booth that we're working at, and let me give you some products. And he was like, oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, he's still a young kid. Right?
Thanks,
How old
thanks,
he got to be?
man. That's really cool. Like he was more surprised that we wanted to talk to him and we wanted to give him some free product.
Wow. That's awesome.
Like
How
Like,
many?
He was blown away by that.
How many gun cougars do you think he fucks per night?
I don't know, man. 27.
A night? No way.
Look,
dude.
he's a young
He's
kid.
a young
got
boy
the-
with all that
he's got the
testosterone.
But he's
stamina.
such a doofy looking. No, that kid don't got stamina. Come on. He's such a doofy looking motherfucker. No
Yeah,
way.
but
He's
you know what,
fucking
though?
girls like nonstop.
Like cougar moms
Four
are probably
doors, more whores. Is that what it's
when they brought up that,
He's got at least 4, I guess.
when they
I don't
brought
know.
that in the court, like during that whole thing, it's like, why is that even important?
Because
Is your-
they're
is your
trying
name-
to just
They're trying to make him seem
discredit.
like a fucking piece of shit.
He's a
You're
young
trying
kid.
to discredit like an 20-year-old kid.
Right, on his
Yeah.
fucking, on his gamer tag handle. Like, my gamer tag handle is Smelly Crocs. Like, what do you know what I mean?
The kid is 20 years old.
Right.
Let him have his 20-year-old kid fun.
Right.
Right. So if he has a fucking handle of 4 doors, more whores,
Great
who
name,
gives
by
a
the way.
shit?
Great
Like,
name.
what
Solid
kid
name.
at 20 years old isn't a fucking corn dog? You know,
If he,
horn
yeah,
dog
if he
or
added
whatever.
the
Like,
69 at the end of the name, even better. Remember, that was like the thing back in the
Yeah.
day. Everybody's name would it'd be like 420 or 69 at the fucking end
Yeah.
of everything.
Yeah.
4 doors, more horse, 69.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Love it.
That's what kids that age do. That's their thing, man. Like,
Yeah, that kid's life's changed fucking forever. Him, look at like Nicholas Sandman. You remember that kid?
which one was that?
That was the kid on the Capitol steps when he had a MAGA hat on with a school trip, and the Indian guy was banging the drum in his face, and they made it seem like this poor kid was a fucking like domestic
The
terrorist.
smiling kid,
Yeah,
right, yeah.
he was a domestic terrorist. Turns out he fucking won all
I was
settlements.
gonna say, didn't he get
defecate-
paid?
Well, didn't
Yeah.
Rittenhouse
He's
get paid
smiling
too?
even harder now.
Rittenhouse
Yeah.
had to get paid too, right?
But,
Something like that.
but he has lawsuits out the ass coming at him, civil suits and all types
him
of shit.
still?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the civil suit, even if you're cleared criminally, you may be sued civilly.
That's an OJ 101.
Oh, so
Yeah.
he's still not out of the wet works.
They try to fucking hit him left and right with all bullshit fucking, civil fucking suits. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then like if you go on Twitter, like you have the crazy people that think he's actually a murderer. Like this kid went through the court of law and got proven not guilty by law. Like, and it was on national television. This kid is not a murderer, and people still call him a murderer. Like it blows my mind.
Of course.
Absolutely blows my mind. You know?
But
OJ
they'll
got acquitted
praise
and
Che
he still did it.
Guevara. They'll praise fucking Lenin and Stalin.
Yeah. And you know what what's
Castro.
the common denominator about all these
Clinton.
dictators, what they wanted to do? Step one with all these dictators.
Take away your guns.
Take away your fucking guns. Step one.
No, that's how you start. That's how you get control.
I
Take
guess.
the power out of the people.
Scary shit, dog. Scary fucking shit. You know?
Keep them hungry, fucking high, defenseless, and broke.
Ugh.
And
Got him.
you make them need you.
Yeah.
Speaking of needing you, we're gonna lighten it up. And Ben, you need to tell Angelo the pan story.
The what? Oh. The what? the pan or pans?
Pan.
pan
Like P-A-N.
P-A-M?
You know,
Pan?
So this goes back.
Pan.
This goes back to like 1996.
Oh god, this is so bad.
Doesn't sound like you want
A
to
buddy of mine, no, I do, and this is a rough story, bro. A buddy of mine told me this story that he heard from a friend of his, and his friend was dating this girl who worked at one of those peep show booths. So it was like an adult bookstore in the back room. They had the peep show where you go in like a little
Jerk-off booth?
your little jerk off booth, right? And you put a quarter in, and the door slides up, and the girl dances and does whatever, and then your time runs out, and the door comes down, right? So, so he would go and pick his girlfriend up from work every night at the end of the night when her shift was over, like 3 a.m. And every night, this one guy would show up. He'd walk in, he'd hand the guy at the counter $20, and he'd go in the back. And this is going on for like weeks. Like every time he'd pick his girlfriend up, this dude would be there like right before they close, throw $20 on the counter and be like, all right, Joe, go ahead. All yours. So my friend's friend finally said to the guy behind the counter, he's like, hey man, I come to pick my girlfriend up like every night. Like, who's this guy that comes in at 3 o'clock and gives you $20? What's that all about? And he goes, like, whatever the guy's name was. Oh, that's Bob. He just goes in the back to drink the pans.
No.
Look at my face, bro. Like,
How old is this man?
I don't know.
I picture like an old dude.
I'm gonna come.
So, hold on, to clear this up, those pans are where everybody's been jerking off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the splash pan, basically.
How?
So for a long time after this, anytime something sucked or something was really bad, we'd be like, "Oh, dude, that really drinks a pan." Like if you stub your pinky toe on the little bedpost, you know, when you're walking past your
sucks a
bed,
pan.
dude, that really drinks a pan.
So your friend thought this guy was going in to see his girlfriend every fucking night,
Yeah, he didn't-
and finally
he
was like, "Yo, what the fuck's
He
going
didn't-
on?"
he
He's the
didn't
band
know.
drinker.
He didn't know.
Oh, that's so fucking terrible.
And they told me that story. Like, there's a couple of us, we were hanging out, and my one buddy told me that story, and I was like,
Yeah.
like I thought I was gonna fucking puke when I heard it, because like, think of taking like, you know, a baking sheet.
Yeah. I don't like this story. That's like right up Ryan's alley though. Ryan's like
That's still too extreme for me, dog.
Ryan would do it for money.
That's too extreme for me,
Ryan would do
dog.
it for money.
How much?
Classic McGrew.
How much, Ryan? Like a full night. Like someone.
I can't even. I'm gonna fucking throw up. I'm gonna
So
fucking throw up.
let me see the Dunkin' Donuts cup. If that was
Just random
from
dudes
there,
semen.
you know, just
How much?
random dudes, like 6 different people you know.
Old, young. You don't know what the fuck they've been doing.
Does that fall under the suck 10 dudes'
Like-
dicks or suck one dick for 10 times?
Nah, that's more than
Like say
10.
this was like
15 dudes worth of cup.
Justin, Norman, Sean, Tom, Chef Tom. Let's say Jared Reston's in there.
You're not gonna throw yourself in there? You're not gonna throw yourself in there?
Fuck no, I'm not showing you my dick.
What about the bro to penis ratio?
trying to get his
He's just
fucking-
trying to
I'm trying to
see
get my
dick,
bro,
that's
I'm
all.
trying to get my B to P ratio up, dog. Come on.
How much? $1,000?
No way. Way more. Way more.
10,000.
Way more.
2 million.
Yes, I'm in.
2 million?
I'm in.
I don't know. You got to do it on camera.
Shoot,
Like,
I'll
the
do it.
world
I'll do it on
knows.
3
One
cameras.
shot straight and go.
2 million.
Straight
I'm
down.
all in, dog.
2 mil?
2 million.
I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to do it.
It's a lot
What?
of mouthwash.
No throwing up. You got to like sit there.
Nobody
for
said
like,
anything about fucking. I'm
gotta,
gonna
like,
be hard.
And it can't dribble down the side. It's got to go.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking beer bong it, funnel it. That's the only way to do it.
Ooh, we could do like a fucking
That's what I'm saying.
party hose. Yeah.
Shotgun.
No, we
some-
can't really do this. This isn't happening.
shotgun
I
some
want
jizz.
nothing to do with this. But
I don't know. You said mention $2 million,
All right,
and
so-
now the wheels are spinning.
So years ago, I worked at Limelight, Tunnel, Palladium,
Oh
Bank,
yeah, we've all been there. We're from the city.
a couple other places, and we had this one big bouncer named Big Mike, and one of the jokes that him and his buddies would play on his other friends was they'd go buy like a bag of Oreo cookies, and they would take one cookie, open it. One of them would jerk off, come on it, put it back together. And
what
put it
kind of
back
friends
in
you
the
got?
bag.
Why would they? That's
What the fuck?
So
kind
why
of
would they
friends
do
you got?
that? Why would they do that?
Dude, I don't fucking eat. Anybody offers me Oreo cookies, even if I'm like, man,
Scarred for life.
I
That's
want that fucking Oreo cookie. I'm like, good, bro, thanks.
That's what Ryan and his boys used to do with their dick to fucking pick ratio, whatever the fuck.
No,
it is.
bro to penis ratio is way different than fucking eating jizzy crackers and fucking drinking jizz bottles.
What's your bro to hand job ratio?
Ooh.
I never thought about that. 0? Like
You better
that's
up those,
easy
you
one.
better up those numbers.
I know. Bro, well, any one of my bros
an
want to give me a
amateur.
hand job? I'm all in, dog. Listen, a nut's a nut. Just like Ben said, $20 is $20.
So I work a pretty crazy schedule hour wise, right? Mm-hmm. I'm coming to a standstill now. I really do want to fucking do the whole process.
Okay.
I really want to get into it.
Okay.
I'm gonna come through you guys and fucking.
I'm gonna come.
Do you even know which one you're hitting, or you're just fucking?
It says right there.
I want to do it, and like I said, I'm competitive, and I'm gonna put that to the side.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just I'm not gonna need 6 months,
You-
like
I'm-
some people.
You hear this?
You know what I
Note
mean?
it.
I'm not gonna
Take
need
notes.
6 months. I promise you.
Take notes.
okay.
Take notes.
I'm not trying to be competitive. Just
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm competitive against him.
I appreciate that you have a goal that you aspire to,
Right.
because you have to have a goal to aspire to. You can't just be like, well, I'm going to see how I do. Like, no, dude, I want to be fucking good
Right.
at it.
And
I
that's the
wanna-
whole thing.
I want to go after it, and I want to fucking conquer it and be as best as I can be.
And yet here we are, people with 5 years, 10 years in, still trying to fucking conquer this thing, and they still haven't conquered it.
Conquer what?
This thing.
This thing of shooting.
I'm like, what thing?
I'm telling you, Ange, you're going to have days where you're like, I fucking finally figured it out. This is great. You're going to shoot the next day or the next time and be like, what the fuck
did I just do?
What the fuck just happened?
Ryan, you're one of the most uncoordinated people I know.
Are you out of your mind?
have, like-
I'm a savant. Bro.
Maybe now,
I'm
but
a
like
fucking
you
savant.
legit were the
You're
most
definitely a
uncoordinated
kind of
people I know.
savant.
No chance. And you know what the problem is? You're going to get so angry when you think you're like, okay, I'm aiming at it right here. I'm going to shoot this right here. And you're going to fucking slap your trigger. You're going to shank it or you're going to fucking totally miss the target. And you're going to throw the gun on the ground like a little
No, I
bitch that
wouldn't.
you are.
No, I
and
wouldn't.
you're going to fucking huff and puff and stomp out. And you're going to take your ball and go home.
Won't happen.
That's what he's going to do.
Not happening. Once I put my mind to something, I get good at it. Once I get dedicated to something, I do it.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And I get it done.
I'll tell you what. Till then, we'll just patiently wait for you on Wednesday nights.
Don't hold your breath, I guess. Is that what you're trying to fucking say? Ben, being that you're the first person on the podcast, I want to give you something.
Oh, cool.
It's a t-shirt.
Nice.
It's for you.
I appreciate that.
Look at that. We take care of our guests over here.
Fancy.
And Ryan wants you to sign the table.
Yeah, we're going to sign the table. We got, because that's what we're going to do. Every guest that we have coming on, we're going to fucking sign the table, nicey nice, with those stickers down. And then once we become real fucking big famous.
Big famous?
Big
Is
famous.
that bigly?
Not little famous, like big famous.
Bigly.
I don't know what I did with the marker. Maybe we'll sign
Right
it
in
there.
front of you,
It's right
dickhead.
there.
Oh, there it is. All right.
See, this is the guy you have shooting, the guy who can't see 2
He was
feet in front of him.
distracted by the Dunkin' Donuts.
That's what I'm saying. He's
Yeah.
fucking distracted.
Bro, you got me.
Cum-filled
You got me.
Dunkin'
You got me
Donuts.
turned on by that fucking $2 million fucking sweepstakes right now, dog.
Nice.
I'm in, bro.
No, that's like the salt.
There's a lot of
salt
things I would
steaks.
do for $2 million, Ange. What? You wouldn't do it for $2 million?
No, I don't think so, dude.
You're a fucking liar.
I think I have too much pride.
Ben, what about you? 2 mils?
I have
Two
too much
mils,
pride.
just not enough.
Cash in hand, 2 mils.
I don't think so.
Not enough.
I don't think so.
What? What's wrong with you
I got
guys?
too much pride.
What's wrong with you guys?
I'm gonna need another 20 million just to have everybody that knows about it assassinated.
Yes, everybody got to die. Everybody got to die.
You guys are so fucking gay, it's not even funny.
Wait, we're gay because we won't drink a cup load
yep.
of.
Yeah, because you know what? Because I do it. I'll be $2 million richer, and you guys is fucking stuck in fucking this fucking Putnam County.
No, you're going to buy me a studio. It's going to be nice.
I ain't doing shit because I'm a fucking millionaire, you peasant.
Yeah, with fucking cum on your lips.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Because you know what, Ange? The way you order food from restaurants and you send back food, I guarantee you,
I don't send back food.
You've
I don't
already
send back
tasted the
food.
chef's fucking
I don't
nut
send
before,
back
so
food.
what's the difference?
That's one thing I don't
and
do.
you got to pay for it.
When I order food, they can fuck up my meal completely. I will not send it back.
So you basically paid for somebody
Where are
to
you
come in
eating
your
at?
mouth.
Anywhere. If I fucking eat anywhere, I do not send back my food.
We
I
got to
just
take
eat it.
Ange to Iron and Wine with Chef Tom.
Oh yeah.
I don't send back food.
Yeah, Iron and Wine over on Route
You know what?
22
Chef
in
Tom will be
Patterson.
another curious character to have on Undomesticated.
Oh, dude. So he's got a long history of like being in like punk rock bands, hardcore bands. Like he's got this whole musician side to him.
I would
And
assume
then
that with all the face
he's been
tattoos
on all
and head
those
tattoos.
fucking television shows on the Food Network.
Has he?
Yeah, he was on Hell's Kitchen.
Fuck.
Season 7, he's like all over that shit.
I thought he looked familiar.
He is like a legit like food celebrity. So apart from
Chef
having
Tom, we gotta get the Chef
Iron
Tom.
and Wine restaurant on Route 22 in Patterson, New York, as one of like the greatest restaurants you'll ever eat
So
at,
fucking good, guys.
he's also into what we do. He's into cooking fucking awesome food.
The dude shows up in Adidas Burberry tracksuits.
All right, and you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt, dude.
I know,
don't
I'm
judge
saying he's
nobody.
gangster as fuck.
I don't judge nobody.
He shoots in Adidas Burberry tracksuits. It's gangster as fuck.
Is he part of the Russian mob?
I don't know what is. You know
He's
what?
a Spanish or something.
You know what's funny though? Like when you
mixed
see
Spanish,
Chef Tom,
Italian.
when you see Chef Tom and the saint
Irish.
and the saint of his wife that she is, like it's like you talk about yin and yang. Like Chef Tom is a fucking stud.
Dude, so he married up.
He definitely married up. He married up. He's a stud. And Chef Tom is like a tanned version of me, kind of, in a sense. I guarantee you his B to P ratio, sky high.
No.
Yeah?
Ryan, that's not a real
I'll put money
thing.
down on it. I'll put money down on it. I'll put money down on it. B to
I
P
don't
ratio,
think so.
Chef Tom.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that
Cause chefs in the industry, they
so you think he's showing his schnitzel to everybody?
shown and seen. In the
Are you about to
restaurant.
call him and find out?
Find out right now.
I say
Oh,
I
God.
say you call him.
You're going to call him and find out. This is going to be interesting.
I got to dial the number right.
So what percent are we looking at? Like, what would be the bet? over 60% of his friends he's seen their penis?
For his boys, I'd say over 50.
Drinking. Over 50, huh? Come on, answer.
Come on, Chef Tom. He's going to answer. He has to answer.
Don't let us down. What if he's cooking someone's food?
He might be cooking. We should just take the show on the road.
Tier 1 at Iron and Wine. Eating fucking clams. Oh. Come on, Chef Tom.
Fucking let down. I don't even know
Unbelievable. What
shit
a
down.
cock tease.
I had faith in him, and I don't even know him.
Your call has
He's going to call back.
voice messaging
It's all right.
2 6.
Oh,
Yeah, let's not do that.
Have people calling him, hey, what's your fucking dick to bro ratio?
He's like, I'm on the line, I'm cooking, and people keep asking me what my fucking dick
People
to
are
bro
just going to
ratio
start
is.
going there and asking him, what's your dick to bro ratio? I don't.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Hang on.
You're going for it again?
No, just
What do you got? Sean, 100% Sean's all in.
Another person. Okay. What's your percent you say he says? Right?
Over 50%.
Him too?
Sean.
10%.
10%.
Oh, Sean is a little weird, though.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
How many of your friends' dicks have you seen? Like, what's your bro or your dick to bro ratio?
Am I on the air with the podcast right now?
No, totally not.
We're on
totally
the air
not.
right now.
Okay. So, one that I can remember, and it wasn't like a weird thing. I
Right.
guess that's already starting off weird, but it's only one.
I don't believe you.
How many can you not remember?
If I knew that, it wouldn't be not
See?
remembering.
So see, it's not a normal thing, dude.
It's a normal thing.
It's not a normal thing.
All right, hold on. So, one,
How many friends do you have?
what's the story behind it? Like, how did some dude just like, hey, check out my junk?
No, so it was at a party, right? And drinking's going on during the night. Shit's fucking weird. And one of my boys falls asleep on like the guy's house we were at. Falls passed out on the couch. And we're down in the basement where like the drum set and shit is, and we're talking about like if we hit the cymbal by his head. And one buddy's like, "Yo, what if I put my dick on him?" And I'm like,
That's a little weird.
I'm like, well, here's the thing. This one dude, he'll do anything for money. I'm like, I'll give you $20 to put it on.
$20 is $20.
So he paid $20 to see his boy's dick. It's fine. That's what I get
Wait,
from this.
so you did pay somebody $20 to see their dick then?
That's weird.
I don't remember what conspired, but long story short, I didn't end up paying him, but a dick came out. And
So you stiffed him after he stiffed you. You stiffed him on his stiffy.
What a stiffy.
All right.
that's it, though.
All right. Well, this was on the air, just so you're aware.
That's fine. I don't care.
So his ratio's low.
Yeah,
But he paid
one.
for it.
Yeah,
He's
but
got
Sean's a little on
1%.
the weird side. You know his dick to fucking bro ratio is going to be up.
I don't know.
My spirit animal.
We're trying to get in
Sean's
touch with
partner
Tom
in crime.
Stevens, but see what happens.
Sean, what do you think? Chef Tom's dick to bro ratio, high or low?
It's got it. Something tells me the punk rock scene he grew up, I think it's pretty high.
Pretty fucking high.
We're gonna get these answers by next episode.
All right.
we are.
Thanks,
We gotta
pal.
get
See ya.
we gotta get these answers by next episode.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys are fucked up.
All right, Ben, you could sign the table. I think we should wrap it up, right?
Oink.
We think, Ange.
How big's he gonna sign? Let's see this. He's gonna take up half the fucking table.
Here, you want to?
You wanna jerk it off? This guy's jerking off the ink pen.
I'm gonna come.
There we go. Boom. Our first signature on the fucking table.
Love it.
What is today? Today is
Today
4,
is the
23. 23.
All right.
Excellent.
Is that it?
That's it, dogs.
All right. Am I bringing us home?
Yeah, bring us home, Ange.
All right. With that being said, you don't got to stand tall, but you got to stand the fuck up.
Absolutely.